Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Midwest Talk. I know some of you were deeply concerned and were wondering if I was ever coming back from the crippling flu and everything else, but I'm not dead, and I'm here with my BFFs, Lynn and Dylan. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get this party started.
Yeah, people thought something dramatic happened between the three of us that we exiled Jack out of the YouTube channel.
No, my body rejected myself is what happened.
Oh my. Well, we're glad to have you back. I know you were sick last time. I think also being on the night shift does make it a little bit more difficult for you too, because if we want to do anything early, it's like way too early for you, even at 12 or 1 p.m.
Yeah, but you're off this week, so it's okay.
I'm off this week, so it's all good. And I have a voice, and I'm not having the other illness I had.
Mm, mm, yeah,
I'm leaving that part off YouTube.
gotcha. The one that shall not be named. So, have you guys done anything since last week? Any offers? Am I the only one that broke my rules?
You're the only one, Dylan.
Okay. Well, I am like mid negotiation with a wholesaler to buy a property, basically at where they are at asking, but they don't want to accept my offer because I haven't been to the property yet. Now, my problem with that is I've seen enough of these to where I'm not really worried about like what will come up because I've already accounted for that in my underwriting. They haven't been able to sell the property because it is a hoarder property and the homeowners are still there. So the homeowners have to help you do the showing because he doesn't have an agent representing him. He's just a wholesaler coordinating it with the homeowners. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because he thought essentially that I'm trying to get it under contract and wholesale it to somebody else.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to buy it and renovate it and keep this house. But, I don't know. I find more often than not, they can be pretty annoying sometimes to deal with just because they're not like licensed or bonded by anything to like actually act ethically. So I was like getting in a full argument with the guy about like, dude, I don't need to see the property to put in an offer and get it accepted. I already told you I'm not asking for inspection items. In fact, now that I'm walking the property tomorrow, I'm not even having an inspection period at all. So, you know,
Mm. So is
these
this a single family, commercial? What's going on?
it's just a single family house. It's listed at 100K. I think it needs like 30K worth of work, and it's in maybe 35 ish, but it's in an area where it should appraise for about 175, 180. The last one that sold in August for 185. So just aiming a little bit lower. I think we should be able to full burr it. So yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing what happens there. Um, We'll probably end up getting it because he's fallen out of contract a couple times already. Because what he was telling me is that he wants to sell it to an end buyer. I'm like, well, you've had it at this price point and you've had to keep dropping the price because the end buyers aren't interested. Then when you went under contract with one last week, they dropped. Well, sorry, last month they dropped out just this past week because they didn't want to redo the subflooring. Somebody that's going to buy $100,000 house to live in can't afford to spend $30,000 in the house.
Hmm.
It's just, I don't know.
That's weird. I would think that they just want to get it under contract and you have them send the earnest money and whatever and then just close it quickly.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I told them it was like, I said, I'll close on December 13th. I'll have a 7-day inspection period. And they're like, we don't want to have an inspection period. And I had put in a $1,000 EMD and they were like, we want you to do a $5,000 EMD. I'm like, who does a $5,000 EMD on a $100,000 house? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. But I mean, as long as I get under contract, he's not keeping the house because we have no issue closing. Like the only thing is just getting it through title. But I mean, I've used the same title company and that my partner uses, and we did like 6 or 7 with them last year, so they have all of our stuff and it's pretty quick.
I think the only thing that comes to mind with that situation is that the sellers, like the people that own the home, they're not in good terms with the wholesaler.
Yeah, yeah. He seemed pretty irritated when I was talking to him. He even apologized later because he thought I was a wholesaler. So he was just. I think they've been getting approached by a bunch of wholesalers that are trying to get it under contract for a low price. Um, just like, dude, I do these all the time. I did 5 this summer. Like, I'm just trying to do another deal, add another one to the portfolio, and just keep it going. Of course, that wasn't for my portfolio, but GC'd like 5 projects over the summer, just helping my partner get all of his houses online. And then we were looking to add this one because we can just use our credit line to do it. And if we burr it, then we essentially add a unit for free to our portfolio that we didn't have
We
before.
give you like full privileges to go and make offers with the credit line, or
Yeah. I mean, he's going to see the house with me, but I can either of us. I don't know how other people structure in partnerships, but if he sees something really interesting, he can just write an offer and sign it himself and send it. I had both of us sign this offer, but generally only one of us has to sign on behalf of the partnership because we both have autonomy with the money and everything like that in the partnership. You have to really, really trust somebody to do that kind of thing.
yeah. Good morning, Flavio. I know you're double dipping over here, and Boston Mikey. Good morning.
And Mark is here
Well,
too.
good morning for me. Good afternoon for you guys.
Yeah. Well, it's good morning for Mark.
That's true.
But yeah, so that's all I've been working on is trying to get this house under contract, and now I have to actually go see this house before I can take it under contract, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why. I'm guessing there's a lot of non-performance that happens on these contracts, but agents sometimes will say we won't accept your offer until you see the property. Like, well, if I see the property, my offer is probably going to go down.
That is true.
Either you accept the money here and I'm not going to change this, or I go there and it's going to come down. It is what it is.
I mean, an offer in writing is a binding document, so I don't know why
Yeah.
the problem is.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're just done and want this one sold.
We got an international viewer, Jacek. He's in Spain, tuning in.
What's up, man? But it's really nice over there right now. It's he's from about the same latitude as us. So yeah, I woke up today. It said 28 degrees with it feeling like 6 outside.
It's 65 here.
How's it for you, Jack?
It's cold, it's damp, it's rainy. I was trying to split wood earlier, and it rained on me. I got soaked, so I came back in. I was like, yeah, that'll be my luck. I'll go out, split wood, and get sick right before the podcast and have to cancel again.
It's 65 here. I have a sweater on and the heater is on, so we don't tolerate.
Oh,
I think it's 40.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm the only one dealing with the cold over here. Sounds like Mark is at a Costco in Hawaii.
Oh, again? Jesus.
Yeah. He loves that.
Costco alive.
Mark, you should do an episode live from Costco.
Yeah. You could do it from the cafeteria, testing all the foods.
He should post out all his receipts to see how much money he spent in Costco this month.
Hey, I'm actually going there later. I got my Costco cashback check, the 2% that they send you. It's like $70, so I'm gonna go use that to buy some steaks. It'd be pretty nice. Flavio,
steaks, and then you come back with a full car worth of stuff.
My fiance does that all the time. She's like, we need 2 things, and it'll be like $350 to $400 later. Yeah, I know what happens. Flavio wants to know how your ADU's going, though.
That's great. I did have my friend moved in September, mid-September, so still going strong. She's in grad school right now, so she is most likely going to stay here in California until August. But I don't know if she's going to, because she's a traveler, so she changes locations. So I think her contract is done January 3rd or something like that. But I don't know if she's going to extend. So we'll see then. But so far so good. No problems with her. I mean, I lived with her before, so I knew she was gonna be no problems. She works all the time.
Mhm.
She's right there. So far. Uh I just got my occupancy finally. So final inspection have passed, but my certificate of occupancy just got here in the mail like 2 months after final inspection was done. So I can finally register as an address, basically.
Nice. So she just sent in mail to your house beforehand?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Basically, yeah. Well, technically she's gotten mail there, so I don't know,
Mhm.
like people are just mailing everything, just like junk mail, obviously, but
Mm-hmm. That was awesome. I've been looking at that process because one of the next things I get, not counting this house, is I've been looking at building like a new build duplex, just
Mhm.
as just the next house hack for me, but like getting a brand new house at the same time. Um, so I'm gonna have to learn more about that process because I think it's coming up soon, and I do see some infill lots that look interesting around my town.
Mhm. Yeah. Jack, how are you doing?
Good. Just working on different projects, moving things down the or down along the line, making a lot of progress. Um, yeah, there's something else in the works, but I don't really want to talk about it just yet. There's too many things in motion.
You always have things in motion.
It's like a locomotive. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to give us an update when you got more,
I can tell you guys
more
off
investments.
camera.
Okay.
You already know a little bit about it, Dylan. I was talking to you already about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm looking at doing something kind of similar. I guess it's really Lynn, you're the only one left out of the conversation right now. But yeah, I'll talk to you about that off camera. What I'm working on, both of you. Should be fun.
Yeah.
But what is your guys' plans for 26? I already know how Jack feels about what do you even call that? New Year's resolutions. Yes.
I'm gonna go and conquer the world
Yeah.
by the end of January. If I hit in February, the whole year's lost. Complete failure.
I love resolutions, honestly. I like putting down action plans that
Mm-hmm.
are very specific with timelines.
Mm.
So I guess like that's what normally you do as a business. Like
Yeah.
you're basically a quarterly hit goals, but I guess I don't see myself as a business yet. But resolutions I always done and always come on kind of complete it basically. So thinking
Well,
about the future.
I think that's the problem generally with resolutions in general.
Mhm.
Yeah, as Yasik said, January 1st is too late to start. People will they'll write things down that they want, but there's no steps to get to that thing that they want. It's kind of like I skip the gym for the first 2 months of the year because that's the worst time to go to the gym. I can just
Yeah.
work out at home in my living room where I have my own weight set because it's so ridiculously busy. You just have to wait for everybody to like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'll do that next year.
Yeah. No, I post things everywhere. So it's like my office is like things of like with action plans, things written
Mhm.
down. And I also have a dry erase board that I update like every other
Mhm.
day. So I have like constant reminders that I have to like do things by a certain date.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just I
I'm
think Jack, you can speak for yourself. Actually, you're here.
But I'm kind of the opposite. I'm more in line with Jacek on this, where it's like, well, why start January 1st when you could start, you know, November 30th, and
I'm working
just.
on last year's resolutions currently.
But I don't like doing resolutions because I feel like too many people get wrapped up into it without like a plan of attack, and
Mhm.
then they end up failing and getting depressed, and they don't see the progress that they want, and it leads into the complete opposite of what they're trying to do. And I really liked what someone said in the comment of the school community when I made that post, is that they'll do like something like they use education as an example. And so I'm going to use education because I really like what they said. So they said, if I'm going to focus on education, I take every opportunity that's presented to me to learn something that sounds interesting, or watching a documentary that I thought sounds interesting, to, just keep learning and stuff. Or, if it's health, trying to, or trying to meet up with a group of hikers, for example, because he liked hiking. That was a second example. And just anytime that they invite him, as long as he's not at work, just go.
Hmm. I don't know. I have somebody that keeps a budget too. So like I'm only allowed to do so many things during the month. So if I'm planning for like a trip that's gonna cost money, like it has to be planned out. Like the amount of money that needs to be saved or spent, it needs to be accumulated and fill the bucket and then executed, I guess. So I can just like take off and do things if I have like a structure already.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not that structured with it. So like I'll just try to save as much as possible. And then when something comes up, I just do what I want. Like today I bought something, but I'm selling something at the same time that's going to net out the cost of getting this new thing. It's for when I'm touring these houses on the east side of Indianapolis. Um, but I was swapped out for a smaller one to do these tours because I didn't like carrying what I had on me. But yeah, I just kind of do whatever. Like if I go on a vacation, it's just usually I've had the savings accumulating for a while, and then if there's a hit, I just start going forward. But I know my fiance is like you are, where you want to have a budget. Like she'll start prepping for Christmas and birthdays in like January and have like a separate savings for each of those things, and like budgets that she wants to fill up to be able to spend on vacations and such.
Same. I have like 11 different buckets, like emergency fund, special occasions, trips, car emergencies, like all of the different things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mark's talking about you getting a Costco membership. Well, the thing is, if you want to go to Costco, all you need to do is get a gift card, and then you can go buy stuff at Costco without
Also,
the membership.
everybody has a Costco membership. If I told anybody, I was like, hey, I need something from Costco, they would just get it for me. But I don't really need anything from Costco. Like,
Yeah.
I can buy toilet papers everywhere else. It's not COVID anymore.
What if you want to buy bananas? So, like what if you
Oh, wow.
go to Costco?
I cannot find bananas anywhere but Costco.
Yeah, and you can't buy them by the ton anywhere else except
How
for
many
Costco.
bananas do I need? Like, I'm a one person. 5
Yeah.
bananas, maybe.
At least a whole truckload. That way you can make banana bread for the whole year in one hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, where else are you going to buy alcohol by the 1.5 liter?
Yeah, like
we actually buy that for like using for like cooking and stuff like that too. Like we'll buy
alcohol?
yeah for like pastas and stuff.
Oh, okay. The one.
It's all cooked off. Yeah, you're not
Okay.
like just drinking it, but yeah, I mean there's a lot of other crazy stuff that we like to get there too, like the laundry pods and everything like that. You can get like a pack of like 300.
I was saying they had a live, and I was saying, can somebody tell my boyfriend that he doesn't need a new TV? Like we have one and it works. So really, why should we get another one? So he's talking about that.
What size does he want to get?
65-inch.
Oh, okay.
We
You
have
can
a
get
50-inch, which works fine.
you can get those at Costco. Like you could just have one of your friends get it at Costco. It's like $500. I don't know.
$500 that you could spend somewhere else.
Just tell him to work a few extra hours and you can get it.
His salary, he can work
Oh.
extra.
Oh, okay.
He can still
Dang.
work extra hours. It's just not paid for.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that's something that I found really interesting about the concept of quiet quitting, because whenever I heard somebody explain quiet quitting to me, they were like, so like you do your job, but you don't do anything extra. It's like, so you mean that I only do what you pay me to do, and that's called quitting? I don't know. I thought it was really funny because I'm like, that's just doing what you're paid to do and nothing more. Like I don't know. I thought the expectation, like from that I was hearing from some of these other people, like, well, sometimes you need to put in 60 hours. Well, if I'm getting paid for 40, I shouldn't be putting in 60 hours. That's ridiculous.
I agree. I mean, I'm salaried too, but I'm like, I'm not taking calls after 5 p.m. Like,
Yeah, exactly. 100 is in spatial at special. Oh,
so
100-inch special at sale at Costco. Oh, that's. I don't even know if we need that. But the 67-inch TV. Hey, I have one of those in my living room.
HTV. Oh, so I met Heather. She's in school. She comes from a ladies aura events on Wednesdays. And she's actually investing in Pittsburgh. So she's looking for she's looking for an actual quadplex. I know I think she's come to your accountability calls, Jack, but she is from California. So she moved to Ohio to house hack. House hacked a triplex, and now is in Pittsburgh, house hack another triplex, and so she's ready to get her first quad. But she was telling me something interesting, saying that basically she wants to invest in Pittsburgh proper, and the majority of you guys want to invest outside of Pittsburgh proper.
Yeah.
And one of her rationalizations was like, is I want to live, because she's house hacking. I want to live close enough to like everything. So it is easier for me to like get around the city, be involved in Pittsburgh culture. And also she says she feels like she has a less hard time getting quality tenants if she's living downtown where like all the businesses are, and then so people don't have to commute to their jobs.
Well, pretty much no one lives in downtown. There's no real buildings to rent there. They're all like a lot of skyscrapers and stuff. So I'm not sure if I would try to invest in downtown, but the surrounding areas, like even like North Side, North Shore, let's see, or like even towards like the east west ends, and you can focus on like the Mount Washington areas. All that in the Pittsburgh is good areas to go. And, has good sections. So any of that, a lot of the people in the OREC community that are investing are going out of the city and out of the county for the most part. And, they're focusing on places like Butler, Aliquippa, Ambridge. But yeah, so, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him coming to the city. There's a lot of stuff in downtown. I don't know if it makes sense to invest in downtown because the places that are available are super high priced. So I would focus on the surrounding areas, and I'm not even talking that far. I'm talking like you could walk to some of the areas. But I would focus on like was it? I keep want to say North Shore, and it's not right. No, yeah, no, it is North Shore. North Shore, your west end, your east end, your Mount Washington areas. A few areas I would avoid is like Mount Oliver, which is right on the other side of Mount Washington. I'd stay out of there just because there is some speculation that, it is on the beginning of a boom, but at this point, it's just speculation. Houses don't really do a whole lot over there. Wilkinsburg has a bad reputation. Parts of Homestead have a bad reputation. So, like, some of those areas are good to go in if you have trusted boots on the ground that can tell you where to go and where not to go. But even like some of those areas, I just don't go there because there's a lot less stressful areas to invest that you have to worry about.
Yeah, it was interesting talking to her, but she's trying to do the house hacking thing, so she's doing it so far.
Cool. Yeah. Just keep having her come in with us on the Thursday nights or Thursday, and we'll talk areas, keep talking areas and everything else, and we'll try to keep her from getting steered in the wrong direction.
Okay. I think Dylan had to jump off for a minute.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get a new duplex? Or are you? I know you mentioned like you and Cynthia let go one unit that you looked at and it was a great deal, but is that something that you're trying to see during the winter right now?
I'll buy any time of year. It doesn't matter. I'm looking at another one potentially right now. Coincidentally, it's only like half a block from the fourplex that I have in Butler. So interesting enough. I actually was in this one a while ago. It when I was right before I bought the fourplex, there was something I didn't like about this one, so I didn't buy it. I went with the fourplex instead. But now it's back on the market, so I might look at it now.
Yeah. I think Flavia's saying he's 80, you got flooded, so he has to start all over again.
Oh no. How to get flooded?
I think he has a basement that he's trying to convert into an ADU.
Oh.
What?
I was wondering if it was flooding, like, from rain, or if it was a hot water tank.
I assume because it's in Washington, there's rain. But I'm not 100% sure. Put it in the comments. But I don't know. We don't have basements here, but my ADU, it is below ground level, like maybe 2 foot below ground level. So what I had to do for potential flooding was to add flushing around the ADU. It's like on my videos, but I had to do like, it looks like metal filing around the base of the unit, around the foundation. So they had to dig down and add, a water heater hose. Oh, that's how it flooded. But yeah, from outside rain. Not that it rains a lot here, but that's what I had to do.
Yeah, I was watching part of your series about the ADU. It's really cool, especially the finished one. The video, you're all excited and stuff. And if you guys haven't subscribed to Lynn's channel, I mean, come on. It's only the best channel out there on YouTube.
No, I like the design part of it for sure. Putting the furniture together, painting colors, and all that tiles, and that's I don't consider myself very artistic, but that's the fun part.
I made it back, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody
calling you early.
Huh?
Number 2 calling you early.
No. I was making a deal. Because I was telling you I bought. What? No.
Cancel.
I can't show you on camera because my channel will get banned. But I bought something for when I'm touring houses in the not nice areas of town, and it's a smaller version of what I have. And somebody just got here and bought the larger version of the thing I had. So I had to hop off camera for a second so I could answer the door and everything.
It's a pizza, right?
Yeah, it's a pizza. Yeah.
That's what you need, protection.
If people come after you, you're offer them a slice of pizza.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, you need it in some of these. Sometimes people break in houses, and more than anything, it's just like, hey, I have this. Don't do anything crazy. You need to leave. But yeah, I've ran into that a few times where there's squatters in houses. You haven't had to deal with that yet, have you, Lynn? Like going into a house and there's people that are not supposed to be in that house in there with you?
No, but I watch enough. I mean, I have gone and seen houses by myself.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely have been screaming like, "Hello, is anybody there? I'm coming in."
Yeah. Jack, have you had any
with you, Lynn? Do you take a pizza with you whenever you do that?
No.
What about you, Jack? Do you
like some change and just some pepper spray? That's it.
Yeah. Have you had
Some of
any?
them are more
Oh, sorry.
brave, I guess, than other women. Like I don't really think a lot of things are gonna happen to me. Maybe I'm delusional.
It just depends, because like some of the places that I'm going, it's not that it's the worst, but the thing that I don't want is like jumping up on something that's even like just a really bad situation to be in. So it's just fastest way possible to just exit that situation. Say, hey, somebody else can check out this house.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Flavio. I didn't even sign a piece of paper. I got to do that later. Yeah. It was a family member that bought it, so it's super easy.
The
It's one of my
pizza.
siblings. Yeah, I just gave them a heck of a deal on it. Let me check for a month. I was busy on it. Oh, what's Flavia talking about with a lot of mold that is? Did you have issues with mold in your ADU?
No, he did. So his
Oh.
ADU is in a basement. He's trying to convert it, right? And it got flooded, and he didn't realize.
Oh. Yeah, that can create a lot of issues. There's a type of mold that I ran into recently that I didn't know about, but it's like an orange mold, and it's like really
Orange.
I don't want to say corrosive to wood, but it'll like eat straight through like any of the like the joists and everything and the floorboards and all that. So you gotta get rid of that stuff quick. But it's orange and puffy. I don't know what it's called, but my contractor was like, "Yeah, we got to get that out of here like now."
Yeah, it sounds like it's growing.
Yeah, we got rid of it. There was a moisture issue because when I had installed the shower head, no, not shower head, the faucet, I didn't silicone it, and I guess it was just spraying water on the back wall, and then it was just dripping down in the basement. And he was like, "Yep, you were supposed to put silicone there, and you didn't. That's why you hire me and not do it yourself." But yeah, so you guys teeing anything up for purchases? I saw rates are down again. My floating rate credit line that I have is now at 7%, and when we signed, I was at 7.5 earlier in the year. It was probably about summertime, and we're expecting another rate drop this
December.
next week. Yeah, this next week. I think it's really teeing us up for some good stuff. I saw that the 5-year was less than when I bought my property for. So, well, my apartment building. So if I refinance, I could get a lower rate now. And I think we're just starting to trend in that right direction where a lot of us that have a lot of these higher rate debts are going to be able to refinance, pull money out, keep our payments about the same if we want to do that, or just maximize our cash out, which I'm kind of going in between because like with mine, it's like I could pull out all of the money I put in my apartment building, all of the money I put in the triplex, and my payments. I mean, my cash flow would go down by about $300 a month, 400 maybe. So it's really worth it because it's like going from $30,000 a year in cash flow to like 24. Then I have like over 100 to go buy the next deal, which is enough for a down payment on a commercial property.
That's what I was contemplating too. One of my properties, I wanted to see how much cash out I can get out, essentially burying it and like being like zero money out of my pocket and there. So, but I was like $30,000 in my pocket minus $300 a month in cash flow. And I was thinking like, would that be okay for me? I guess so.
Yeah, I guess what you need to look at it as, and this is how it kind of reframed it for me, because I was talking to Cody Davis about this. What can you go do with that additional $30,000? Because if you're looking at it as like, well, I got $30,000 in my pocket and I'm paying $300 a month, so in 1 year that's $3,600, and I only got $30,000 out of it. The way that he was talking about looking at it was, well, what can you do with that 30? Can you go buy a property that's going to make you an extra $1,000 a month with a $30,000 down payment, or $20,000 down payment, $10,000, and making it look pretty on the inside? I don't know. It made a lot more sense to me that way, because he was like, you should definitely be pulling out all the money that you have in these deals because you can just go buy more properties, and if your payments go up $400 a month, you're probably going to add, $1,500 a month in cash flow based on all the money that you would have to go buy these other deals that we see on the market right now.
Mhm.
And I'm just sitting at my 50% loan to value right now, just chilling.
Yeah, I don't know, because I would use it to pay off debt. So
Yeah.
that would be my
Mm.
that I'm doing. So I was like, is that the smart thing to do? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Or could you use the 30,000 to pay the debt?
Well, that's what she's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Oh, I should. That's not really what I meant. Use the 30,000 to buy an investment that then pays the debt.
Yeah, could possibly do. But remember, I was like, I'm not going to buy
Mhm.
anymore until I stabilize my properties. Yeah. Currently, 10 out of 13
Mhm.
are occupied. So I want the 13, at least 12 to be occupied out of the 13.
Oh man, so you're missing out on like what is that, like 3,600 a month in
Yeah.
top line revenue.
Right. So it's currently the portfolio sustain itself, but I'm like not really making that much
Mhm.
money monthly. So
Well, yeah, when you I mean the top line, just since the bottom line is such a smaller fraction of that, like if you're missing any top line revenue, it's a massive impact to your bottom line.
so I also want it for like 2026 to be like build reserves as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I should start doing that. I really should, because I've just been like, oh, I have a credit line. I don't really need reserves.
I
And they pull
have
out
a
credit
credit
cards.
line, but I need reserves. I need peace of mind.
I think a solid for my portfolio size, at least like 20 or something like that, 30 maybe would be sufficient, because that would pay all of my mortgages, like what I owe from the mortgage, not including my partner's portion, for like the next year, and take care of all of the utilities and everything too. So I think that's sufficient. Like if I can cover everything for a year, 20,000 is more than most of the major expenses that are going to come up on either property, especially my portion of that. Like we could have 3 ACs go out and it's not going to cost me 12,000. It's going to cost me like $3,000 or $4,000, because that's how our split is.
Yeah, that should be good, because if you don't have 30, then he has, I mean, hopefully 30, and then it's like 60. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that I want, like $50,000 on reserve.
Yeah. Another
Now
thing
it's
driving
like, Lindsay, it's time to buy 100%. He's trying to derail me.
it is the time, it is the time to buy. I mean,
I need to stabilize, guys. Like, I still have my last spur.
yeah, I do think that's more important, what you got going on. But I don't disagree that now is a time where sellers are actually suffering, and you can offer some stupid prices on things and you'll probably get accepted.
Also, I was thinking, like, okay, so I'm the kind of person that always had like retirement accounts, so 401ks. And I, multiple times in my life, have taken out my 401k, one, to pay for school,
Hmm.
two, to go back to school, and then number three, to buy my primary residence here in Los Angeles.
Hmm.
And now I'm like, I could technically take out my 401k again and
Hmm.
pay off my debt. So I'm like, should I do that? Should I not do that? Like, would that give me peace of mind? Or should I just let it like build?
Yeah.
The cost opportunity on that, like loss versus the peace of mind that I get at night by just not having any, like, other than the mortgages. Like,
Yeah. I know a lot of people talk very positively about 401ks and IRAs and retirement accounts and such. I've just never liked having my money behind an age slash paywall, even if there is some sort of disadvantage to doing so or not doing so. So by paying the taxes on the money. When we invest our money in real estate, a lot of the time we do get to grow it tax free anyways. So if I grow my money tax free, I get cash flow tax free. I don't see why I need to lock my money behind a 65 plus paywall, or well, 65 plus, then you can take it out without penalties. But before that, there's penalties that are imposed on you. You do pay the taxes on it, unless it's a Roth. If it is a Roth, you just have the penalties and pay taxes. it's just not seemed like the thing that makes the most sense for me. And maybe that's something that you can look at with your portfolio. Of course, do whatever makes sense for you. If you'd rather just refinance and pay it off, that is what makes sense in your case. Because then you have no money in the deal and you just use your own money to pay off debt that you have. Yeah, it's all super subjective, but I don't tend to like retirement accounts at all.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
is
a W-2, so it
Mhm.
decreases my taxable income, right? So because real
Mhm.
estate doesn't currently, right? Because
Mhm.
I make more than I can. So that's the only benefit that I got right now. And
Yeah.
also it's like another savings account, basically, because I can like take a loan against it, which I like never done, but it's
Well,
there if available.
also, if your work gives you a match,
Yeah.
that's one of the times where I tell people like max out that match because that is a 100% return on your money. If you want to pull that money out in a few years and use it for something else, you're still getting a 100% return on that money putting it in there. So if it's just a temporary savings account for you and you just keep emptying it out periodically, that is what it is. But if they're giving you free money, take that free money because they're not going to give it to you in salary. I'll tell you that. So you just got to take it if you can.
Shall see. That would be
Yeah.
like number 4 time that I taken out my 401k.
When I bought the apartments with my partner, I liquidated my Roth IRA. So
Mhm.
I haven't done it 4 times. That's relatively impressive. I've only done it once, but I would do it again to buy another deal, in my opinion.
In my mind, I'm trying to like figure it out. Like, oh well, it's worked out in the past, so just do it now.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
The only problem is like California taxes, right? Like I'm subjected to like 22% tax rate plus my 8% California tax rate. So that's like 32 plus the 10% penalty. So it's like a 42 effective tax rate. But then I also I'm thinking I'm like, should I do it next year because I will be transitioning into my own company so I can adjust how much money I'm making technically if I payroll myself. So, that would decrease a little bit of what I owe at the end of the year, but we'll see.
Yeah. I
So
don't
much
think you
tax
can.
planning.
I don't think you can really go wrong in the situation you're in because you have the money in the retirement accounts and you have the portfolio. A lot of people don't have either one of those things. So the question is like, what's the most optimal thing to do for you? What gives you the most peace of mind? I guess you can math it out if you wanted to math the portfolio, but I don't think you're going to be working until you're 65 anyways. So if you're going to be retired before then, you're going to have other things set up than just a retirement account.
Yeah. I haven't used my 401k other than withdrawn, which is when you incur the penalty, but you can also do a loan up to $50,000. If you have 100, you can go up to $50,000. That's the absolute max of the loan that you can get. And that's easy to do, like funds in like 2 days.
Yeah. I think there's also I've heard people talk about this with the self-directed IRAs where they will actually give loans to each other for deals.
Yeah.
So like me and you might have $100,000 in each IRA and we just give each other a loan for $100,000 and then we get to use the money to build our own portfolios and then we just slowly pay it back over time.
Mark says no hat today, Jack.
Nope, go with the fluffa frizz poof.
I could drop mine, but it doesn't look very good right now.
We should do next week all Santa hats.
Ooh, that would be good. We could also talk about like actually a lot of diving into a lot more of like what you were talking about with the retirement accounts versus portfolio, like building the portfolio and like what stage is better for a lot of people. How to get, I don't want to do the how to get started videos. I feel like that like there's been so many videos on that. Feel like we all have a video on how to get started. You can just check our channels. But some of the more sophisticated stuff as far as like taxes and where should you put your money, in our own personal opinion, not financial advice.
Yeah. This is not financial. Consult your CPA for any things. I have withdrawn my 401k for like 3 times, but I incur like, tax liabilities every single time. But when I'm making less money, when I'm making like minimum wage, that doesn't really make an impact on my tax liability. The more I make, the more it hit me, of course. But every time I've done it, either for school or for a house, it's like been for an investment, either on myself or in real estate. So it's always benefited me. I don't regret it at all. But I do have, when you're starting finance, like learning finances, I do encourage people to look at their retirement accounts, because not only decreases your taxable income, it is like a piggy bank that even if, because you have the age constructment, there's like another level of security that you're not just gonna dip into, because there's gonna be consequences. So it like forces you to save, it decreases your taxable income, and then you have that growing out the market returns, whatever you get.
Yeah, and that
I
employer
always
match.
contributed the whole time I worked.
Yeah, I think I would never go bigger than the employer match, but up to whatever they match. I mean, one instant 100% return on your money. Yeah, you can't touch it, but it can grow tax free. You can, if you want to keep the money in there, and maybe you're switching it over to a business owner role or a full-time investor role, sometime in the near future, you can actually wait to convert that money from the Roth or from the IRA or 401k. You can do a conversion. So you just find the years where you expect to not make as much money because you're doing cost segregation studies, or you're investing a lot in your portfolio. And then you can effectively not pay that much taxes, or you can take the losses, paper losses in real estate, offset all of the gains that you have in your stock, so you can convert it over effectively tax-free from a taxable account over to like a Roth IRA, which there's tons of fun strategies. I just, on a relatively simple level, I think it's easier for people to, one, start with that employer match, but then two, get into real estate. Real estate is where you build a lot of money over time, not quickly. And then, just go from there. I think it's the fastest way to get wealthy, though, is just starting buying your first property and snowballing from there. I feel like it takes a lot longer time in stocks, but you can make a lot more with doing less work.
Yeah, like if you don't know about real estate and you don't have a business, I do contribute the absolute max I can. So it decreases my taxable income.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it there than give it to taxes. So
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. And then when you have a time when you're not, maybe you switch from the business and, you're just the owner of the business and you're a full-time real estate investor, you find a time where it makes sense to use a conversion so you can actually move it into different accounts or something like that. And then it's just absolutely no taxes at all, even when you pull it out. Or you could pull out the income when you're at retirement age and pay no taxes on that too with the Roth. I love the Roth. And in fact, the HSA is effectively like a Roth. I believe there's actually a point where they can convert too. I
also max my HSA, guys.
Yeah. I'm not completely a hater on retirement accounts. I'll probably have one eventually as just like a backstop to the whole portfolio. Just like if everything disappeared, this is my retirement,
Do you guys do anything to tax prepare? Like, are you doing anything differently, like from now, November until December, to prepare for like filing taxes next year?
I have to go through and do all of my books for my accountant. But yeah, I give her all of the, just every single transaction, fill in all the transactions, make sure you're tracking your miles if you're a business owner, because that's a nice deduction that you can get, especially for people like me or Jack as real estate agents. You actually drive a lot too. So if you're are you tracking your miles for your business, Lynn?
No, so I'm a W-2. I'm not allowed to track my miles.
No, but I mean, you also do that same job, right, as a contractor of sorts. So, or
but from home, I don't drive. It's online. Yeah.
Okay.
I do get that nice home office deduction from that. So that is good because it's like 30% of your house that you're able to write off. 30% of the square footage, and then also all the bills, including like phone, internet, power, and so that does count against my active income, even though it's just a side hustle right now, technically. So yeah.
That's awesome. Mark brings up a really good point, actually, Jack. He said, I see 2 Bigger Pockets rookies on here. When is it Jack's turn?
Yeah. Did
You
we
need
send
to
you the
apply.
link? I'm pretty sure we sent you the link.
Yeah.
I don't think I got the link.
Nice.
Jack, we need to get you on there so we can have three people that have been on the Rookie Podcast on
Yeah,
here.
imagine all the marketing we can do with it.
Yeah. As seen on the Real Estate Rookie.
Yeah, with their own logo.
It'd be like the one scene from Guardians of the Galaxy where they're charging. Was it the second one that they're charging to save people? And they're like, 2-time galaxy savers of the universe.
I haven't seen that, but I get the gist.
It's in the beginning-ish. I think of one of them.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. When it comes to Marvel stuff, I watched the movie one time and then that's it. I usually don't go back.
I saw that Flavio also said he wants me to show him how to do index funds. I think I have a video on that. I need to do more videos on that because that's something that I just don't talk about. That I do is just a lot of like the boring accounts. Like I don't have a retirement account, but I do the individual brokerage accounts. Yeah, I mean just buying VOO and the growth funds and stuff like that. Maybe a little QQQ now and again.
Yeah, it depends where you invest. What brokerage you use? Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab. Everybody has like a different ticker, but what I do is S&P 500. So it's depending of where you are is different. SPY or FDIX and then I also do WOO, which is like the tech for sure. And I do the total stock market and Vanguard, so VTSAX as well.
Yeah, I think Vanguard actually has so the funds that me and my fiance do are like, what was it? VGT is like, I want to say that's like the growth one.
I think it sounds familiar, yeah.
And then VOO for just the S&P 500, and then VTSAX for total stock market.
Yeah, but the ticker differs in different brokerages. So,
well,
I mean,
there you go.
You could technically buy VOO from any brokerage, but it will be more expensive than if you bought it from Vanguard. Yeah.
So your expense ratios and stuff like that.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the reason that I don't buy SPY or QQQ because those are relatively expensive when you compare it to some of the other funds that you can get, like
your ETF from
or like FXAIX, which is Fidelity's variation of the S&P 500. They say it's a no fee fund, but I guarantee they're finding a way to do fees. They don't just process billions of dollars worth of stuff for free.
Yeah. What platform do you use?
Seems like Lars is saying there are income. Yeah, there's the income limits with the Roth IRA.
Like 170,000 per single, and then like 200 and something for married. I think for IRA for that Roth.
I think there's also the Roth conversion ladder too that people do from a traditional IRA over to the Roth IRA, or like a mega backdoor Roth IRA.
Income limits.
Yeah.
I use Fidelity and Charles Schwab.
I love Fidelity. Schwab has a really good interface though. Because they bought Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, and that's a pretty good platform. I mean, not that you like. I don't really need it, but it looks cool. But I'm hitting buy VOO in there.
Yeah, I used Charles Schwab from my Roth since the beginning, so I just never moved it. So let's stay there. But I do like Fidelity better because it's easier. The interface significantly easier than any of them. And I don't know if it's easier than Robinhood, but I don't really like Robinhood.
Yeah, I will say I was going to mention Robinhood as like one of the simplest platforms I have ever used for it, but I just like Fidel. I don't because you do have SIPC limits with the amount of money that's protected. Generally, I want to pick a higher quality brokerage, which is why not that I'm close to the SIPC limit, so I guess it's not really my problem, but I assume in the future it'll be a problem, and I don't want to have to move my portfolio to a different platform. But yeah, that's why I choose Fidelity or Vanguard or Interactive Brokers as the platform to use, just because even though there is protection to a certain extent, I just assume at some point it's going to be larger than that, and I don't want to have to deal with, oh, if they go under, I'm going to lose my money.
Yeah, I see the Lars says that there are lower income limits. Yeah, I just looked it up. It's 150,000 per single and 236 per married. But that's your modified adjusted gross income. So it's not your total gross income that you get on your W-2 stamp or whatever. It's like after all the deductions you're able to take off, regardless of like you contribute to your retirement accounts like 401k or HSA deductions or donations, mortgage interest, property taxes if you own like your own home. And after all of that modified adjusted gross income, you get that number. Then you would be, off qualifiable for Roth IRA. So it's doable even if you make a 200K income.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. I guess you can't write off a lot of real. What are you capped at with real estate? Because I want to say my accountant said something like, if you make over $150,000 a year, you can't deduct anything, and the only things that you can deduct are like up to $25,000 a year and real estate losses. If you make less than that, is that the gist that you got from talking to CPA?
Yeah. So you have to make 100K really to deduct to, like, your adjusted gross income had to be 100K in order for you to actually be able to deduct your 25K, like the most. And then it faces off all the way to zero when you hit 150. So like, yeah.
Unless you're a real estate professional, then
Yeah.
goes to the
Of
ceiling.
course, yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
short-term loophole.
yeah, I've had a few people reach out to me that live in California, just like the tech centric areas. Like I had some people that reached out to me that lived in San Jose and San Francisco because they want to buy houses to do an STR for. They're like, oh yeah, we're just going to do an STR for a short period of time, and then we're going to convert it into a long-term rental. But I need it to be the STR so I can go get the cost segregation study and use that on my taxes this year. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're buying a whole house with like new house, 30% down, making it a short-term rental for like a month or two, just so you can save this money on taxes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I see a lot of doctors like they make 500 to 100K like a year, and then they just buy short-term Airbnbs. Like they don't even manage or anything. They don't make any money, but maybe break even. But they're able to save like what they would pay. Like if they make 500, 800, they're paying tax 350K of their salary or whatever they're getting. So with the short terms, they only pay like 100K maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there is an extent to which we jump through loopholes to not pay taxes, where it's like maybe we should just pay the taxes and not have to deal with this.
Never.
Yeah, we're not ever giving them money. The way I look at it is I compound the money faster than the government does, and one day when they take their portion of the money, it's just going to be a much larger pot.
My thing of it is like I don't want to give it to you during the year because I could use it better during the year. I'll give it to you after October of the following year when I have to pay you like the absolute most. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. This year, I was actually amazed at how little I paid in taxes. I think it was like $3,500 in total. Yeah, I did spend over 100K renovating the apartment building. Then I spent more on my other one, and we bought the apartment building. But I was astonished because the year before that, I paid substantially more than that. I think I paid about $20,000 in taxes. And she's like, you actually only owe $3,500. What?
Between California and this federal, I'm paying like 40 40-ish thousand in taxes. So that's why I'm saying like I will hold off to my money
Yeah. Oh my
until I
gosh.
have to pay.
No, that makes sense. I see that Laura said, "Hear me out. It isn't crazy as it seems. Would rather pay that money to the government or put it into assets they can appreciate and will turn into cash flow down the road." No, I get that. Like something that I see though is like people would rather do the 1031 exchange, even if it's disadvantageous to them, because they refuse to pay the taxes when they could just pay the taxes and buy a better asset instead of being forced into a 1031. That's the only thing that I'm saying. Like maybe we should look at the whole spectrum of like, okay, if I do pay these taxes, am I better off just buying a better deal than I'm going to buy? Because as soon as these people find out that I have a 1031 that I have to do, they're not going to budge on terms or anything like that because they know that I have to do something. That's the only pushback I have on it. I do not believe in paying as much taxes as we need to. We just pay the right amount of taxes, which is subjective to your situation.
I'm surprised that we're gonna see a difference of how we're writing off because of the big beautiful bill this year.
Mhm.
There's going to be a massive difference. Not only the standard deduction was higher, but you also can write all off so many things like your car interest,
Mhm.
which is so weird. Our SALT tax cap rate, so like the property tax that I was allowed to write, for example, no more than $10,000.
Mhm.
That's raised, so it should be like a less tax heavy year, including I'm sure the real estate, like 100% burns appreciation is back, right? So a lot of people are about trying to buy something before the year ends. So we shall see how that affects everybody.
Yeah.
The
No,
tip, like no taxes on tip things also.
well, I just changed my agent commissions to tips. So
No way.
no, I don't think you can do that. But it is an idea. And I guarantee my accountant will tell me absolutely not because she likes to do everything by the book. I tell her there's a little bit of a gray area, and she said there's no gray area. It's we're doing it the right way, or you're finding another accountant. I'm like, there's a gray area.
There was an Instagram video I had to comment on because they said basically there's no tax savings if you buy a primary residence. Like your mortgage interest and your property taxes is lower than the standard deduction. So if you're buying your house to save money in taxes, you shouldn't. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like what is the average house price? 400K, right? Like, but let's say you do get a house that's 300K, your mortgage is around $2,000.
Mhm.
At least for the first 5 years, you get to write off your amortized interest rate, so it's just like heavy interest rate in the beginning of the years, plus your property tax, right? That is, even if your mortgage is $2,000, that is significantly more than $50,000, which is the standard deduction. So I'm like, you're not even doing that right.
Yeah, I'm trying to math it out for you really quick because I'm pretty sure that your interest on a $300,000 purchase, even if you put 20% down, is still like $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
Let's just say 6.5%.
Yeah. I was
So
like, just doing quick math. I'm like, even if it's just $2,000, your mortgage payment, I am 100% sure that your write-off would be more than $15,000, which is the standard deduction right now.
oh yeah, here you go. 15,521 in your first year. That's if you have a $240,000 loan amount.
Yeah.
So really, I guess the delineation is if you're buying a house that's like around the average price, say $300,000 or $400,000, like 300. If you have a $300,000 loan amount, so $360,000 house, you got $19,400 in your first year. That's already greater than
That's
standard deduction.
interest. That's not even property tax or any other things.
That's just the interest. So you're probably at like nearly, well, at least where I live, add another $3,000 on top of that, so $22,000.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm responding to those Instagram videos, being obnoxious. Do your math.
Honestly, sometimes Yeah, I see a lot of stuff posted where I'm like, you could just go into a calculator and figure out this is wrong.
I'm like, prove me wrong.
You know,
Ask ChatGPT.
but yeah, we'll see if I go under contract with this house. But this wholesaler's annoying me. I will tell you a lot though. I tend not to like working with wholesalers in general, just because um, they're not licensed or anything. Which, you know, as an agent, I feel like it's really easy to say I don't like working with unlicensed people, but I don't like the fact that they don't have like a rule of ethics. Which I know there's agents that act unethical too, so that's not it. But like, there's nothing to hold them responsible that removes their license if they do the wrong thing consistently. So a lot of these people are just terrible to deal with, in my opinion. Or like they will omit the truth, lie, because there's no problem to them. And like as long as they get the thing sold, it's sold. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. There's a lot of wholesalers I like too, but I don't like a lot of them.
Yeah, 95% of them I don't like. So
Or their ARVs, their renovation costs are totally out of whack, and they're like, "Well, it's not our responsibility." I'm like, "Actually, it is entirely your responsibility
yeah.
to figure out what the renovation cost should be, because you need to know what you need to get under contract for, so you can sell to somebody else so they make money."
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, whatever. But I don't know. I think this is a pretty good stopping point, if any. And next week we could talk about retirement accounts, taxes, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, tell us on the chat, please.
Send us some things. Lars, I know you got some ideas. Send them our way.
We'll do some research for you.
Oh, he said next property he's looking for is rental in a better area where I feel comfortable to manage it with software, then have a PM. Someone can tell me. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm for that.
Mm-hmm.
My math that I did is that a lot of the time you'll make like 30% more money per year if you don't use a PM. Now you're doing all of the work yourself. So
Yeah,
is it worth it?
maybe.
Maybe
do
it is.
calculate sometimes like what I would do without the PM, and I'm like, oh, I could retire faster.
Yeah. I know some people that manage out of state, no PM. They just have boots on the ground as far as realtors, cleaners, contractors, people that can show the property for tenants.
Yeah, I'm not ruling it out completely, but my current schedule will not let me even answer phone calls during the week.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. So you need a PM right now.
Yeah.
But eventually you might not. But you might decide, I'm already retired. I'm not going to do more work now.
See, I'm not letting my boyfriend get a new 65-inch TV, but I am trying to convince him to buy a Mercedes Benz for like 35,000. I use one, so we can do van life. So we can just drive, because we have cats and dogs, so
Yeah.
we can just drive up and over there, so we can just have a place to stay in case that we acquire a home that needs to be rehabbed and we don't have utilities, so we have the van to be there and all those things. So no $500 TV, but $35,000 on a new that's totally fine.
Well, let him know that if you actually use it for business purposes, you can do that. I think it's Section 179.
I'm trying so hard. You don't even know. I'm sending him videos every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can quit your job.
Oh my gosh. No, that's funny. But yeah, best of luck on that. You'll have to keep us in the loop to see if you go do van life, buy houses in Gary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll stop here, but do you comment on our video, and then we'll see each other next week. We'll let you know when.
Awesome. I'll see you guys on the next